Previously on
Protect the princess!
Let's set the record straight, alright? The thing you both were with last evening, be it Rune or whatever name it gives itself, is without an ounce of unreasonable doubt, Sara.
Excuse me?
Huh?
I wouldn't appreciate it if you wouldn't address Rune as an object. She's a bona fide girl.
Excuse me, but that is an object. A bona fide object. Alright, bruh, that's enough. Speak your piece or be gone, alright? Damn. Speak my piece, is it? With that spoken clarification, Rudolph began to approach closer in the ensuing silence. Huh? Bruh, you're too close. What the fuck you want? Manacraft refers to an ever-growing field of techniques created from the homogeneous manipulation of colored mana with purified mana. Depending on the nature of the manacraft, the result of each will differ greatly and could range anywhere from the creation of an object to a destruction of its very core. In general, manacraft pertains solely to constructive, creative, supportive, and non-destructive techniques. All manacraft techniques are subjected to an incantation interval, which is a duration of time that is used to gather and focus a manacraft's required amount of purified and colored mana. Holy shit! What are we gonna do? Rude!
What do you make of that, Ritona?
Fuck.
Ritona?
What can be made for that, my lady? Selphine couldn't force herself to break her seemingly dejected expression, and could only look towards the direction that Rudo Zivas had gone. I empathize with her. Somehow, I can't help but feel that I've been denied a chance to help Rune.
Is Rune really his slave?
I'm not certain, my lady. Rudo deprived us of a thorough explanation and merely spoke his piece. Fuck, it's almost as he intentionally avoided answering our questions.
Ritona?
Yes?
I have been wondering about the best course of action Father would have taken were he here. But I don't have a single clue. I'm still struggling with that, with the horrible concept of slavery still being practiced.
King Vala. Oh! Choices! What? I thought this is a kinetic novel. Wait, it is a kinetic novel. Hold on, guys. Okay, so... You know what? I think he would intervene. I mean, if I just say would dismiss, that means Rune's gonna get all fucked up and we cannot save Rune. Unless this will actually awaken Princess and we actually go after Rune. I don't fucking... You know what? Top one. I bet he would intervene, yeah. Ultimately, my lady, I believe King Vala would have chosen to intervene.
He would have, wouldn't he?
Rune, Sara, whatever her true name may be, I hope she's still safe and sound. More importantly, King Vala would, without a doubt, seek to root out and destroy even the slightest implication of slavery.
Perceive, pursue, and punish.
That was King Vala's philosophy concerning any crime. While other kingdoms of San Arista, right? Yeah, San Arista would mobilize their forces for war at any perceived offense by another. King Vala would always recognize the existence of an issue and pursue it with the kingdom's resources before enacting punitive measures. The practice of pacifism, the reputation of Rosenhide, the values of King Vala, the path down, Manacraft. Everything need to be taken into consideration so justice could be free from undeserved retribution. But I sincerely doubt that King Vala would condone the practice of slavery, even if it is a cultural difference that Rosenhide does not share. My lady, the Manacrafters' alliance exists to uproot and eliminate any threats to not only the realm of San Arizda, but outside of this border as well. I believe it is in our right to exercise the alliance authority. King Vala would have certainly decried any lack of action as injustice. I believe he would have. No matter the methods, King Vala would ensure that an end would be met. Justice is blind, after all, and what better way to give sight to the blind than to guide it under the light of our truth? I sincerely believe that in our current predicament, as ignorant and oblivious to the working of Kadia as we are, the best plan is to take action. At the very least, I would like to ensure that Rune is safe and sound. Almost immediately, Selphie's dissatisfied expression brightened considerably into a full of hope.
But Ritona, we still have to consider the fact before we take any actions.
And almost as soon as her sentence trailed off, her expression returned to one of the helplessness. Shit. The time limit and Mana Shock Syndrome, yes?
Yes. I'm sorry, Ritona, but I can't make this decision knowing that it puts us both at risk.
Yeah. An acceptable conclusion under our present circumstance, but I have already determined my next course of action. Let's set our own time limit. Aight, Princess?
What?
Rudo Zivets. He gave us an estimate of 3 days as the remaining time that we have on the outer pole, but I feel we should shorten that to 2. I don't want to leave anything to chance by departing at the very last moment, so I propose that we leave the day after tomorrow. Until then, we'll do everything we can to help Rune. Agree?
I agree.
Your will is my bidding, my lady.
Ritona?
My lady?
I want to save Rune!
Alright, Princess. It shall be done, my lady. The best place to begin our search for Rune would be to ask at all the shops we visited yesterday. Thankfully, our shopping route is still fresh in my mind. Which store did we stop by yesterday that's closest to the central district?
Oh, how about the general store around the corner? The lady might know something.
During yesterday's excursion, we purchased a map of Kadia from an elderly lady with a stocky build, who was currently preoccupied with cleaning her storefront.
Excuse me, madame? Do you have a moment?
Well, if it isn't you two from yesterday, how can I help you girls today? If you have some time, we have something that we'd like to ask you. It's about our other companion, Rune. Rune? I'm sorry, but I never heard the name before.
I beg your pardon?
Madame. Senility hasn't befallen you already, has it? Surely you must have seen her with us yesterday, Don't you sass me, lassie. I may be a fat old bag, but my memory's as sharp and tart as a ripe green apple.
Please, Rune is the girl who was with us both yesterday.
You must be mistaken, sweetie. The name of the girl who was with you two is Sara. I suppose we should start referring to Rune as Sara for the remainder of our inquiries. What's the matter with you two, climbing up on me with those sad-looking eyes? I apologize for your confusion, but we only ever knew her as Rune. You see, we only met yesterday, and she said Rune was her name. How curious. I wonder why Sara would done that. I would greatly appreciate it if you could reconfirm what you just told me, madame. Is the name of the girl we both were... Is the name of the girl we both were with yesterday Sarah? You betcha. I know Sarah from a block away. The elderly woman shook her head slowly. Sarah's been a busy as a bee these days, ever since she started working on the city's monogrid. I mean, I haven't been able to see her as often. Yesterday was the first time I seen her in a month. Monogrid? Grid, I mean? See that metal box over there? It's called a grid unit, and it's connected to the city's monogrid. The elderly woman pointed at one corner of her store towards a metallic box that was protruding from the ground. Upon closer inspection, I noticed several cylindrical objects protruding outwards from within the box and down into the street below. What does this contraption do, ma'am? I take it neither of you were educated about the monogrid, huh? Youngers these days. Do you two at least know about the mana mine on the outskirts of the city? The monogrid is connected to that. The same phones that supply available mana on the site and distributes throughout the whole city by the monogrid. Once a month, the owner sends out a worker to swap out a filter or some doohickey inside a grid unit like that wanting to keep everything running smooth. For us folks in the central district, sweet little Sarah is the one they assisted to maintain the upkeep of our grid units. They weren't only excavating the mana mine, they even had these boxes scattered throughout the city to utilize the site for mana. Back to your question, the girl I saw you two was, without ounce of doubt, Sarah. Something just doesn't add up. Why would she lie to us? She even went through a whole shtick with Selfie just to reaffirm her name, so why? Why did Sarah lie to us about her real name? Did she really approach us with malicious intention then? What other reason would she have for using a fake name? That's impossible though. If she had malicious intentions, such as entrapment, then Rudolzibin would have willingly accepted my earlier offer. If they are working together, the prospect of extorting outsider will be too good for an opportunity to pass up, and yet Rudolzibin declined. If she doesn't have malicious intentions, then... I have another question, madame. Have you ever heard the name Rune before? Rune, huh? It sounds like a pretty common name for a girl. In mid-sentence, the elderly woman's jaw suddenly dropped. What? Her face followed suit and formed what appeared to be a somewhat stern expression. Actually, now that you mention it, I do remember someone with that name who lived in Kadia. I know, the story was so horrible and tragic.
Please, tell us what happened to her.
The Zivit's family. That's family mine. You and not the company we're talking about. The Zivitses had a daughter with that exact name. But if I recall correctly, the girl died some 6 years ago. She
died? Rune is dead? Wait.
I'm sorry to say that I don't know all the details, but it was the talk on the town back on those days. Colorful detail came out disguised as the truth, and it was just bedlam, I tell you. But what's true is that the Zivits did have a daughter named Rune, but nobody sees her in so long that we all just figured the poor girl died. Madame, could you please tell us everything? Everything you know. They say not but wicked things about her. Some say she's a siren, others say that she's a devil in disguise, and that I can't believe. She should have died before Zivits conceived that little hellspawn. Please, ma'am, just calm yourself for a moment and speak sense, madame. This is an adolescent girl we're talking about, yes? Perhaps you remember her merely as an overabundance of youth energy that just didn't channel it in a positive way, yeah? Oh, I know the difference between a typical brat and a child of demon. Believe me, I can't tell neither of you believe a word I say, but
I am indeed describing a young girl named Rune.
No such child exists, ma'am.
You think I don't know, Missy? I raised 3 little rascals on my own. I'll have you know, I know how bratty normal children can be. But that girl, oh, that little witch has something else. Everywhere she went, you can bet your bottom gallon that disaster soon followed.
She's either building a very compelling case with her emotional output, or there's some truth to her account. How could you think that a child could intentionally be as you have described?
Just a mention of her name would make the hair of your skin stand straight. And that's the worst that could happen just by passing her. Some folks weren't so fortunate, especially the one that made eye contact. They'd end up bloody and bruised, or so the rumor goes. Personality-wise, she was more mature than the other child I've ever seen. Children are dastardly skimmers and do enjoy pulling pranks on us breadwinners, but she took it to a whole new level. At the age of 7, she could make a full-grown old adult uneasy. What kind of children or a child can put an adult on the spot like that? If you two know or knew how horrible that Hellion was, you agree with me, but she was probably dead and gone from the world. Good riddance.
Ritona,
Milady,
the Zivitz family, do you think they have any connection to the man we met earlier? Rudolf Zivitz?
Hold on, did you two actually meet with Bruno Zivitz?
We did actually, just a little while ago, yes?
I don't believe my ears.
is something the matter, madame?
Bruno Zivitz is a recluse, that's what. They say that he never show himself to public.
Say, madame, Mr. Rubitz wouldn't happen to be related to Rune Rubitz, would he?
Rune was his little sister. Poor Rudolf Zivitz. After the Mrs. and the little imp passed away, he had to grow up without anyone to love around him. Learning how to manage his father's company must have been a backbreaking endeavor.
I had no idea.
Excuse me.
Oh, yes, I'll be there shortly. Sorry, girls, but that leaves the grim gossip on the net notes. I've got a business to run now.
No, you've been quite helpful. Thank you again for your assistance.
Thanks. Thank you, madame. His little sister.
I feel as if he was more questioned than answers now. Or we have more questions. Yeah, princess.
Ritona, do you think the Rune we both know is actually Rudolf Zivitz's little sister?
I wouldn't count on it.
Why not? Nobody knows what really happened to her, right? The lady said it herself. Rune could be alive, for all we know. It could easily be a case of mistaken identity as well. I mean, her knowledge of the matter is all hearsay.
Even if we assume that the Rune we knew or know and Rune Zivitz are the exact same person, what could cause her only brother to view her as an object? Or only brother to view her as an object? Yeah. Perhaps it is cultural practice to force the youngest in any Cadian family to enter enslavement? Probably not. I can only hope that my paranoia is merely getting the better of me.
Ritona? Hey, Ritona!
Milady, what? What's up?
Is everything okay? You look a little pale.
I'm slightly exhausted, to be completely honest. I'm feeling an uncomfortable warmth envelop me, as well. The numbing sensation is slowly eating away at what control I have left over merely muscle in my being. My purified mana must be slowly seeping externally, a side of mana shock syndrome. Fuck. I'll be fine, my lady. I'm more concerned about your welfare, my lady. Do you feel different in any way?
Me? I don't feel any different, no.
Then all is well.
Mana shock shouldn't be affecting me as well, right? I wonder why I'm not succumbing.
Hold on. Yeah, I was right. Succumbing, right? Yeah, anyway. I have a theory, my lady. Because mana manipulation takes its toll, mana crafters typically have a shorter lifespan than most. Longevity is essential in the role of the ruling monarch of Rosenheim, and is second only to the insurance of the kingdom's perpetual peace and prosperity. As such, the royals of Rosenheim typically refrain from using mana craft, as usage adversely affects longevity. God. They mustn't taint themselves by performing the duties of their subjects, as nothing else compares to ensuring the peace and prosperity of the kingdom they rule. And Selphine and I both have our parts to play. It is exceedingly rare for you to ever cast mana craft compared to mana crafters, you know? So perhaps the symptom have yet to manifest as a result. At least that's one small positive sign. But if I succumb to mana shock first, I'll do everything in my residual being to take Selphine away from the outer pole. Otherwise, her symptoms may manifest.
Pitona,
Lady?
this is a royal decree. My royal guardian.
Anxiety gripped my heart as she declared those words unblinkingly.
You must care not only for my well-being, but for your own. If you feel that our time has run out, you must inform me immediately. I promise you that we will depart the outer pole post-haste. That is my royal decree to you, Ritona. Before our remaining 2 days have elapsed, inform me if your condition worsens.
Understand, my lady. At present, I am far from succumbing to mana shock syndrome. I believe what I'm experiencing is merely malice from an unfamiliar sensation, yeah.
Okay.
Selphine speaks the truth, though. I haven't thought up any plans of escape from the outer pole. Should our situation worsen? Probably. And we can't spend what precious time we have remaining by asking every profiteer we encountered. Isn't there anyone knowledgeable about the city, about its culture, about recent events? Anyone who could point us in the right direction?
Ritona, something just occurred to me.
Oh, what up?
Why don't we ask Mr. Hertzy for his help? He might be able to fill in a lot of gaps the lady left open for us.
Oh! Achievement Discrepancies, Chapter 4, Spearing the Shadows. Oh!